A very warm welcome to you. We are glad that you could join us on this week's edition of the program. We remain your source for all the latest happening in the world of business. I am Susan Obiako and you are warmly welcome. On the lineup this week, first we'll bring you our exclusive chat with the former Commissioner for Insurance, Mr. Olorundare Sunday Thomas, on the new Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act 2025 Niira. Many have said that the new law will transform the Nigerian insurance sector. But is this really true? How will implementation be carried out? These and many more were some of the questions that the former NICOM boss responded to. Take a listen.
I also believe that the implementation of the Consumer Protection Fund is also now separated from the funds of the Commission substantially. We also help to address any distress that may arise in the course of operations. I also believe that the Commission has been given a lot of power in terms of determining the adequacy of capital of individual operators and to address them appropriately. I believe all of these are a deviation from the previous act, the 1997 Act. With Niira, no doubt about it, there will be a lot of transformation within this sector.
On this edition also, we bring you excerpt from the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry Organized Private Sector Stakeholders Forum on Emerging Tax Matter at the Commerce House, Victoria Island, Lagos. The forum, which brought stakeholders both from the Federal Inland Revenue Service and the Lagos State Inland Revenue Service, provided a platform for serious conversation on the 2025 Tax Reform Act as the business community gears up for the commencement date on January 2026. Let's check out excerpts.
A harmonized and transparent tax structure is not merely a convenience. It is a fundamental requirement for boosting investor confidence and easing the cost of doing business. We must ensure that the Joint Revenue Board is empowered and effective in its mandate to enforce a single, seamless tax collection system. These
and many more are on the lineup and it promises to be engaging. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Insurance biggest night returns grander. It's the 2025 Almond Insurance Industry Awards and Consumers Night. A night to celebrate leaders and changemakers in the Nigerian insurance industry. A night of glamour, comedy, music, and dance. Date is Friday, November 7th, 2025. Venue, the Stable Event Center, Bode Thomas, Surulere, Lagos. Time, 4 p.m. red carpet. Award starts at 7 p.m. prompt. Tickets, pre-insured table of 10, 1.5 million naira. Insured table of 5, 750,000 naira. Co-insured single ticket, 100,000 naira. Adjusted VIP ticket, 25,000 naira. General pool regular ticket, 10,000 naira. For tables and tickets, please call or WhatsApp 0803-335-7879 or 0904-191-4492 or call 0812-362-4081 or email almondproduction@gmail.com. Almond Insurance Industry Awards, rewarding excellence. Please note, this is strictly a black tie event, no native attires.
I think largely, I will start by congratulating the insurance sector for the release of that law, the Niira 2025. Also to thank His Excellency Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for signing out that law. It's something that the industry has been expecting over the years. It has a lot of transformative potential in it. And of course, why do I say this? It takes care of all the stakeholders, the consumers, the shareholders, the operators, and of course, all culminating to enhancing the contribution of the sector to the national economy. I believe that if you look at it taking it from the fluidity of the capital requirement of the sector, it's no longer a fixed thing. Now you carry the kind of load that you have the capacity to carry. That is what that capital is saying by risk-based capital. I think if it is well implemented, people can operate at their different levels. And of course, what that means is that the issue of overtrading will no longer be there. Again, the protection of the consumers in event of a failure of operators is also going to reassure all the consumers of the fact that they are putting their money where their mouth is. It is important for all the stakeholders to actually take advantage of this Niira. I think the law has taken care of some of the challenges of the past laws. For example, if I understand it properly, you no longer need the approval of the Honorable Minister to cancel a license. Before, that could become slow down the system. I believe that the regulator is now more empowered to do a lot of things, and also for prompt action, so that things wouldn't have gone too bad before they are enabled to take the rightful decisions. I also believe that the implementation of the Consumer Protection Fund is also now separated from the funds of the Commission substantially. We also help to address any distress that may arise in the course of operations. I also believe that the Commission has been given a lot of power in terms of determining the adequacy of capital of individual operators and to address them appropriately. I believe all of these are a deviation from the previous act, the 1997 Act. With Niira, no doubt about it, there will be a lot of transformation within this sector. It's also one of the transformations that we have embedded in Niira. That's why in the course of our discussion, I did mention the issue of capacity building. The issue of capacity building is a continuous process. It's a continuous process. You remember that sometimes ago, the Commission initiated the Certified Actuarial Analyst program. A few people qualify under that initiative, which the Commission did then. Of course, unfortunately, it was stopped from the International Actuarial Society. They were no longer continuing the program. But notwithstanding, I believe that the environment is being sensitized in terms of the required knowledge to drive the sector in the different areas, both as insurers, as actuaries, loss adjusters. I believe that the more of these experts that we have, the more the industry We'll be able to dish out innovative products and also be able to manage the system itself. In respect of capital, risk-based capital and solvency management within the sector, we may not have enough actuaries in-house, and that is why provision is made for external actuaries, in which case, not just the ones you have within, which is very essential. I even want to believe that before you're allowed to transact certain class of businesses, you must have an in-house actuary, because product like annuity, for example, requires a daily daily information in respect to the performance of the portfolio. I believe all these ones, as we grow in the implementation of Niira, each company will be, remember, it is not easy to come back by these professions. So, but I want to believe that we have moved away from where we were many years ago. Most companies now have an in-house actuary. Some are still using external actuaries. But in no time, we'll be able to get there. Now remember, no law is perfect in its setting. But as we continue the implementation of the law itself, we'll be able to take advantage of the provisions and be able to deliver on the mandate. It's so easy. I've mentioned a bit of it. Risk-based capital, as it were. In summary, what he's saying is that operate at your level. And the example I used to give is that if you cannot love champagne when you have money for local gin. When it is the local gin that you can afford, stay there and operate efficiently. So what we are saying, if you want to write oil and gas, you want to write aviation, and is dominating your portfolio, you know that you cannot operate like someone who is writing only motor. That's what it is. Somebody whose entire portfolio is made of, let's say, 60% of motor and probably 40% of others, cannot be operating as someone who has 60% of oil and gas and 40% of others. The same thing for life companies. Any life company that is operating an annuity business cannot afford to have a capital, the same capital, as those who are writing probably 20% annuity and 60% group life and probably 20% of individual life. Because the volatility of these products differ. And that is what is going to determine the risk appetite of individual companies. The commission will not allow you to eat what will choke you. That's what it is. I want to believe that is the whole idea behind the deployment of risk-based capital. What I used to say is that operators should find more reasons to pay claims and less reason why claims should not be paid. Niira has empowered the commission more now, in the sense that with certain minimum number of complaints on claims, they can act and act swiftly. So I believe that Niira has actually will strengthen the confidence of the public. Now with capital in place, companies will be able to pay more claims. 2, business expansion. Remember, we have crossed the 1 trillion. The insurance sector have crossed the 1 trillion naira mark. Still small compared to the potential. I believe that with all these openings, with the initiatives, with the projects the federal government is doing, if they bring in the insurance, which I think they will, funds will be accumulated, and to settle claims will not be an issue. And where there is failure, take a worst scenario, if there is a failure and companies are not able, the Consumer Protection Fund is there. Remember, it's no longer going to just be managed by the commission. There is going to be a separate body that will manage these funds. So with that, I think the consumers, I want to tell the consumers, please renew your confidence in this sector. There's so much. Now the the sector is empowered to be allowed to their responsibility to deliver on mandate, and the commission is allowed to be your protector. They are now empowered more than ever before to do this. And of course, insurance owns the future.
Welcome back. Let's now see in details what happened at the LCCI Organized Private Sector Stakeholders Forum on the emerging tax matters. Nigerians are genuinely apprehensive about the new tax law come 2026. Is this fear justified? Please enjoy this session.
Insurance biggest night returns grander. It's the 2025 Almond Insurance Industry Awards and Consumers Night. A night to celebrate leaders and changemakers in the Nigerian insurance industry. A night of glamour, comedy, music, and dance. Date is Friday, November 7th, 2025. Venue, the Stable Event Center, Bode Thomas, Surulere, Lagos. Time, 4 p.m. red carpet. Award starts at 7 p.m. prompt. Tickets, pre-insured table of 10, 1.5 million naira. Insured table of 5, 750,000 naira. Co-insured single ticket, 100,000 naira. Adjusted VIP ticket, 25,000 naira. General pool regular ticket, 10,000 naira. For tables and tickets, please call or WhatsApp 0803-335-7879 or 0904-191-4492 or call 0812-362-4081 or email almondproduction@gmail.com. Almond Insurance Industry Awards, rewarding excellence. Please note, this is strictly a black tie event, no native attires.
Is ready to engage constructively. The FCCI acknowledges the significant progress already achieved by Federal Revenue and Lagos State Internal Revenue Service, especially in digitalizing compliance, unifying tax identification number, and promoting greater transparency in revenue reporting. This initiative aligns well with the 2035 Act, emphasizes on technological-driven administration. But as commerce becomes more digital, cross-border and innovative incentives, the tax environment must remain adaptive. The private sector experience at the front line of production and trade offer practical insight into how the act can be implemented with minimum friction and maximum impact. Let us also remember that taxation works best when taxes are still viable value. The physical value of the tax is the one that encourages them to pay.
The benefit of these new tax reforms is to ensure efficient tax administration, to encourage voluntary compliance, to grow the economy, protect that is the expected benefit, then productive tax incentive regime, progressive taxation, new investment growth, small business growth, and then poverty reduction. And if you can, I know you must have been hearing from everything that the FRS do as executive chairman has been doing lately is to encourage voluntary compliance.
We want to see a tax regime that widens the net to bring in more participants into the system rather than piling additional burdens on already concerned businesses. We want to see fairness and protection for SMEs, which remain the backbone of our economy and must be allowed to thrive. And most importantly, we must have predictable, transparent, and stable tax policies that give businesses the confidence to plan, to invest, and to grow. At NBCC, we don't see advocacy as simple program challenges. We see it as a call for partnership with government, the regulators, and the institutions like FRS. We believe that working hand in hand, we can design solutions that not only generate revenue for the government, but also create an enabling environment for enterprise and investment.
A harmonized and transparent tax structure is not merely a convenience, it is a fundamental requirement for boosting investor confidence and easing the cost of doing business. We must ensure that the Joint Revenue Board is empowered and effective in its mandate to enforce a single, seamless tax collection system.
Considering that if you go out there and the parents from UK, US and all those, they work with data. Even the laborers, everybody, they have everybody's data. So when you are talking about taxation, you know what kind of tax to level are. Yes. So how does FRS or NRS going to tackle this problem when we don't have data?
So I'll first talk about an initiative of the Presidential Committee. There's something called Data for Tax initiative. It's not being talked about too much in public, but the whole idea is that a very big database is created. And how do we do this? Just collaboration between all the federal and all the state agencies, like all banking transactions, before you integrate some of CBN, NFIU, NIPS, you start to create a lot of data on transactions. By the time you integrate immigration, you start to get a lot of information around people's passports, then driver's licenses. So, just a mere integration of all these bodies will give you a huge database. When you come to the state level, like the lands agencies, they can give you information on properties. The physical planning agencies can tell you about all the buildings under construction. So by the time all these databases are merged, you start to create a more credible database.
Insurance biggest night returns grander. It's the 2025 Almond Insurance Industry Awards and Consumers Night. A night to celebrate leaders and changemakers in the Nigerian insurance industry. A night of glamour, comedy, music, and dance. Date is Friday, November 7th, 2025. Venue, the Stable Event Center, Bode Thomas, Surulere, Lagos. Time, 4 p.m. red carpet. Award starts at 7 p.m. prompt. Tickets, pre-insured table of 10, 1.5 million naira. Insured table of 5, 750,000 naira. Co-insured single ticket, 100,000 naira. Adjusted VIP ticket, 25,000 naira. General pool regular ticket, 10,000 naira. For tables and tickets, please call or WhatsApp 0803-335-7879 or 0904-191-4492 or call 0812-362-4081 or email almondproduction@gmail.com. Almond Insurance Industry Awards, rewarding excellence. Please note, this is strictly a black tie event, no native attires.
That's the time on the program. Many thanks for joining us. We look forward to seeing you same time, same station. In the meantime, tickets for the Almond Insurance Industry Award is selling now. Get in touch on all our social media platforms for inquiries to get yours. It is a black tie event by ticket holders. I am Susan Obiako and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.